thank everybody for coming out here tonight, and thank all the supporters that are once again showing their overwhelming support for a great project. And let's not forget the real tragedy that exists here tonight is the fact this place is barren tonight. Other than the people that are out here supporting this project and supporting jobs and economic growth in this community, it's barren when there should be 10 to 15,000 people out here tonight. And more importantly than that, there are 1,500 families that are at home tonight worrying about, are they going to have a job tomorrow? Now that's what it boils down to as far as this task force is concerned, as far as this malicious paramilitary raid is concerned. The fact that someone can seem to be delighted about 1,500 families worrying themselves sick tonight and wondering about their future for tomorrow. We've got single moms at home tonight worrying about if she's going to be able to put food on the table for her kids next week. That's a real tragedy that we're faced with here today. You know, next to that, how much more money is our state going to spend on a bingo task force that's been in operation now for over a year, and they've yet to make one single arrest? This is a malicious abuse of one's office. The fact that we are now spending millions of dollars to eliminate legal electronic bingo in the state of Alabama, basically eliminate competition for the Native Americans in both Alabama and Mississippi, that's another tragedy. And that's basically what it boils down to here, while we're putting our citizens, our hard-earned, hard-working, good, hard, tax-paying citizens of Houston County out of a job. Those are two tragedies that I can't fathom anymore. The fact that we've got state nurses that have been on a pay freeze now for 3 consecutive years. The fact that we've got 3,500 plus school teachers that are worried about losing their jobs this next year if something drastic doesn't take place. Those are all tragedies that are associated with this project and what's going on here right now. And how much longer are we as citizens of Alabama going to continue to put up with such nonsense? Because that's what it boils down to. It's utter nonsense. And I personally, we're all exhausted, but we're here till the end. You know, our attorneys are working diligently to accommodate the reopening of our project. We will be on solid legal ground. As we said from day one, we will continue to be on solid legal ground, and we feel more than confident with our legal position. Our attorneys are working diligently to make sure that we can reopen these doors without having to worry about a malicious paramilitary raid on again, innocent citizens in Houston County. A canvas tent and one of the entities right now and bringing more machines in because they've had such an increase in business. You know, if we have 15,000 bingo machines in the state today, and he eliminates Victoryland, and he eliminates Country Crossing, and he eliminates Green Track and Whitehall, and we're going to have 15,000 bingo machines here next month, because the Native American entities are simply going to expand their operations to accommodate the additional business that's brought to them by way of closing our facilities. And those are non-taxable entities. What we say to all the school teachers that are out there wondering if they're going to have a job next year or not because our educational budget is busted. What we say to all of our senior citizens who are worried about health care next year because our general fund is busted. What we say to all the state employees that are out there saying, when are we going to get a cost of living pay increase? You know, we haven't had one in 3 years now. What we say is we want to offer help. We want to help accommodate that shortfall that exists in our tax coffers today, and we want to generate $300 to $500 million a year from you because we want you to tax a non-taxed industry. And if you eliminate us, it's going to continue to be a non-taxed industry, but it's going to continue to be a robust industry in Alabama. It's just going to be a non-taxed industry. People, please understand that. We can help accommodate the problems that our state is faced with today. There are more pertinent issues for our governor, the highest elected official in our state, to deal with other than bingo. This is absurd. This is ridiculous, and it's time to come to a halt. You know, when we're proposing, let's create an influx of $300 to $500 million a year into our tax coffers by taxing something that's simply non-taxed today, how are you going to argue with that? You know, but what you need to do is stand up and let your legislators know, hey, you know what? It's time for you to pass some legislation and put it before us. Let us make the decision for ourselves, and let's not assume that the citizens of Alabama are too ignorant to make that decision for themselves. Put it before the people of Alabama and let them make that decision for themselves. And let's do something wonderful for the state of Alabama. Let's reverse the economic trend that exists here today. Let's turn things around. Let's start creating jobs. Let's start creating more tax revenues. Let's start paying our teachers more money. Let's start giving our children a better education. Let's start giving our senior citizens better health care. And that opportunity is before us right now. This is an unorthodox approach to economic development, and it's one that doesn't cost the taxpayer one dime. Again, there are more pertinent issues that our state is faced with today than bingo. You know, the fact that we had 300, 400, 500 state troopers, TAC units in 2 counties in Alabama last night, and we're having automobile accidents and rapid real crime taking place, and there's no one there to service them because we're spending hundreds, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to orchestrate a malicious paramilitary raid that is completely unnecessary. You cannot forget the fact that we have invited this task force in here time and time and time again. Please come, let us give you a demonstration of our machines so you can see the player interaction, so you can see the ball drop, so you can see the dom, and you will see, just like Gaming Laboratory Industries saw, we're playing legal bingo here. But they don't want to conduct an investigation. They want to eliminate competition, and that's all it boils down to. And it's a sad day in Alabama that we continue to allow it to happen. You know, I ask that our legislators do something about this. We're not living in we shouldn't be living under a dictatorship in Alabama.